All right, we're going to begin with some travel news. WestJet, good news, has launched a brand new fare. Super low. It is called the UltraBasic fare.
Okay, so is this good news? I don't know. Can I first start just with the title of this, UltraBasic? Because I thought basic was as low as you could go.
No, well, you could go lower, Jeff.
Apparently so. And if so, is ultra the right term for it? Because I thought ultra was always better.
Elevated?
Yeah.
Kinda?
How about below basic?
Yeah.
Because that's what this is.
Well, because listen to the limitations that comes with this, okay? So you've got the UltraBasic fare. Sounds good until you hear limitations. You can't bring a carry-on bag. You're automatically put at the back of the plane, and you're last aboard the aircraft. And if you have any dignity left by the time the flight comes to an end.
No, I don't think actually that's a bad thing, being the last aboard.
True.
I think that's a perk.
True.
I mean, I hate being one of the first in there, and then you're sitting there while everybody else goes by, stuffing things into the overhead. I think that's an absolute perk. I'll be at the bar. You just let me know when we're about 2 minutes from takeoff, and then I'll find my seat.
I hear you. Yeah. That used to be my tactic until everyone decided to bring carry-on with them because no one was getting their baggage when they reached their destination. Right. So everyone went carry-on, and then there was no more room for carry-on.
But it doesn't matter when you're ultra-basic because you can't bring carry-on. You're not allowed to bring luggage or whatever. I don't even think you get a full seat with ultra-basic. I think, actually, if you want to go beyond ultra-basic, they give you a stool. And then beyond that, you could stand for the flight.
And you're not allowed to use the toilets. Like, oh my goodness. All right, let's bring in travel expert Claire Newell. We've got a lot to talk to her about. But first, Claire, what's your thoughts on the UltraBasic fare from WestJet?
Well, I have to say that I had kind of seen this one coming because this new subcategory is going to compete with the ultra low-cost carriers that are out there. And here in Canada, that's really only Flair Airlines. But this, while you do get the same seat, Jeff, and you do get to use the toilet, Carolyn, but really there is a fare for everyone. You just really need to know what you want. I mean, if you want more choice, you can book the economy or the Econo Flex. But you won't be getting points. And like you said, it's very restrictive. There are no changes. You also are going to be sitting at the back. But if you're a student or you're just going for a short haul flight, say between Vancouver and Calgary for a business trip one day, you get WestJet's schedule and you're not restricted to only certain days of the week to go. So I think that there are people who will choose this, and the fares are pretty good compared to their econo flight. So it might be worth it for some people.
You know what I was just wondering? Are you the first to be bumped if they overbook the plane if you're ultra-basic?
Probably.
That's a good question.
Okay. All right. As always, it's in the fine print. You got to read the details.
Last word I just want to say on this. If you're a parent, you already know what it's like to be banished to the back of the plane. Airlines do this already with families, so we're used to it.
Okay.
We're used to being banished.
All right. Got to also mention to you this morning, border service workers, Claire, because they are set to strike now Friday afternoon if a new deal is not reached. What sort of impact could this have on all of us who are traveling?
Yeah, the impact could be huge. And we saw this back in 2001 when basically commercial border traffic was really just to a standstill. It caused major delays right across the country. And I know that people are hearing that the Treasury Board is saying that 90% are essential workers and that they have to work through this. But the issue is that they could use a tactic, the work to rule tactic. And you know, when you're going through the border, usually it's pretty quick. Especially if you're in the Nexus line. They don't ask many questions. But if they work to rule, each person could be asked maybe 10 questions. And the domino effect across this country, it would be massive.
Okay, so Claire, what's your advice for travelers if a strike does happen?
Yeah, build in extra time once you're coming back into Canada. And it's not just the airports or the land borders. It would also be if you're coming off a cruise ship here in Canada. And right now, this is peak season. It's peak Alaska cruise season. So, don't book a meeting right after or something important because you could be in a very, very long lineup coming back through the Canadian border. My fingers and toes crossed that this doesn't actually happen.
Yeah, I think, excuse me, we all feel that way, Claire, but between ultra-basic treatment and longer lineups at the border, boy, travel sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Right.
Joy.
Yeah. Claire Newell for us in Vancouver this morning. Claire, appreciate it as always. Thanks for this.
Thank you.